Hi there, Original Soul. Welcome in to this reading that I thought we would do around, I don't know, possibly getting found. There's been a lot of energy coming out recently about feeling a little lost, stuck, maybe in some sort of negative spiral. Yeah, with temperance at the bottom, we need some balance, some alchemizing, some transmuting coming in. So let's do a reading around that energy. Jump into it, shall we? I hope you are doing well. Let's get a little more info on what is up. Maybe some best action or advice to take. All right, let's see what comes out here. I see some squirrels running around in the yard. So maybe it's time to play a little bit more and have some fun, especially if you are stuck in some sort of loop that can be exhausting mentally and physically. So just shake things up a little bit, let some of it go for a while, go out and have some fun. If it's nice, maybe go play outside. Okay. Let's see, Knight of Wands, cutting the deck with. So that could be a little bit of impulsivity, but passion, definitely. All right, let's see. So what is this about? All right, so intuition is the first thing that came out. So if you are feeling a little lost, a little stuck, have you been getting any downloads or insight? Or is the information that you have been getting maybe a little, I don't want to say confusing, but maybe it's conflicting with what you thought you were supposed to be doing or what your logic brain is telling you. All right, let's get another one on this. High Priestess, Major Arcana right away. Yeah, Five of Cups. So this is about some sort of sadness or loss. In this deck, let's see. Yeah, we've got 3 cups spilled over. There's different sorts of colors coming out of each of those individual cups. But then there are still 2 cups. Preserved, stacked, ready, waiting. Probably even better than what those 3 spilled cups are that she is crying over. Right, head in her hands. That came out in a reading just recently too. I remember doing that. Maybe yesterday's. Okay. So yeah, intuition around possible heartbreak, sadness, negative emotions. Maybe you're getting some downloads or hits too about, you know, going after something new or shiny. All right, let's get one more on that. And then, yeah, with the Queen of Cups here. So again, definitely around intuition, downloads, insight. This queen is kind of a badass queen. If you look at the expression on her face, if you can see it, how she's pouring that cup out, it's kind of like she's done with the bullshit. She's sort of over it, is always the feeling I get with this one. So maybe you're sick of being sad. Maybe you're sick of being negative. Maybe, again, this feels a little bit like heartbreak or sadness. So something with possibly a past relationship where you felt let down, hurt, however that happened, whatever that means. Yeah, but moving on to something calmer, kind of getting out of that negativity, out of that depression. All right, I want to give it another shuffle. Okay, so it seems like you are getting some of those nudges, or maybe it's more than a nudge, and Spirit is talking to you right through your heart space. Maybe you've been ignoring that a little bit. And that is where some of the stuck or lost feeling is. Okay, let's move on here. Little itch on my right ear. Does that mean something? Does anybody know? I'll have to look that up after if that means anything. Okay. Let's see what is some best action. That was a little bit of a difficult shuffle. Maybe you're a little bit stubborn or fixated on something. I can get fixated on things quite easily. I'm a fixed sign. So once I get something in my head, sometimes it is hard, or in my heart, sometimes it is hard to kind of focus on other things or move on. So again, that's where that squirrel energy of playing a little bit more, having a little bit more fun. All right, so some sort of decision coming up. Let's see what best action on the Two of Swords in this deck or in a lot of them, I guess. She's got a blindfold on. In this deck, it was a red blindfold. So using that information, maybe it's ancestor knowledge coming in. Maybe it is a little bit of that wisdom, insight, a little bit of your passion in the choice that you decide to make. Yeah, and then judgment comes out. So that's a big choice card with major arcana. That's right, making a different decision. And this is about some sort of awakening. Something that is a little bit more pure and light. They're all kind of coming out of, well, they are coming out of these coffins, looking up towards that owl. So like I said, with that red blindfold and using a little bit more of your wisdom, your knowledge, right? Learning lessons from whatever this past heartbreak is, and not letting those not let you find new love or something new that is fulfilling. If it's not a person, maybe you had a job or a career that you really loved or that you thought you wanted and something kind of broke your heart in that way too. Yeah, and this is making some sort of maybe new offer. Got the Ace of Pentacles that came out with Judgment. So this is being a little bit more grounded. Like I said, the whole reading was about feeling a little bit lost, which gets a little bit sort of that chaotic spiraling energy that can be a lot of air energy. Right, so getting a little bit more grounded. We are in Taurus season right now. Maybe go get your feet on the ground. But this is taking that intuition that you've been getting. Maybe kind of like I said, you're just kind of sick of maybe wallowing about something or someone, moving on from that, getting over it, learning what you need to learn so you can move forward in the way that I think you really know that you're supposed to move forward. Because with the Ace of Pentacles showing up and Judgment, this is something that has the potential to last for a really long time. Pentacles are long-lasting energy. Okay, this could also be something that takes some planning and some time to build and grow, and that's okay. Things don't have to be a rush. Yeah, taking on a new opportunity to get you unstuck. Right? I like in this deck, she's actually reaching and grabbing for the swords. So she's ready to get herself out of this situation and move on. And that's taken a lot of thought. There are 8 swords here. Right? So you've put a lot of thought into it, maybe even a little too much thinking, especially because intuition is what maybe has you feeling even a little bit stuck, because like I said, maybe it's nudging you towards something that's out of your comfort zone, or something you feel like maybe like your brain is just telling you doesn't make sense, or you shouldn't do all the reasons you shouldn't, right? Kind of getting past those, getting unstuck from those. Okay, so let's see here. So best action with all of that when you make your choice. Yeah, putting something to rest once and for all with the 9 of Swords. That's all that anxiety, all that stress, all that heartache. That starts to have you questioning yourself, your worthiness, your lovability, your ability to give and receive gets impacted, of course, as well. Anytime, got Temperance at the bottom again. So putting something to bed, getting yourself unstuck. Again, getting over that bullshit basically is what this feels like. All right. Once you make that choice, follow your intuition. What is the outcome? Hanged Man, different perspective. A lot of major arcana, not pulling that many cards. Right, but we've gotten one in each, right? What's going on, best advice, and now the outcome. Major arcana in each category. This is even taking the time. Right? Maybe you've kind of put yourself in a situation and you've been hanging there for a while. Letting some of that light shine on you. I'm also getting, again, just getting out in nature. Maybe letting like the wind do a little bit of clearing for you as well. Some sort of breeze. No, but this is really taking a time out, taking a stop. And something does shift. Something changes. Everything flips. It's almost like a whole new you, or a whole new venture, a whole new way about going about something. Yeah, with a little bit more passion with the Page of Wands here and the Page of Cups at the bottom. So, and heart. Passion and heart. Let's get one more with that. One more, Seven of Wands. That one always just not really sure. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so a different perspective to close something out. A different way to take action. A lot of times the Seven of Wands can be about boundaries or sort of setting the stage, right? Laying out some of the expectations or things like that. On this deck, though, or in this card, I really like how it does look like that same page. So the page is ready to go. The page is ready now that there's clarity. You're seeing something in a new way, in a new light, right? You're out of, right, all of whatever all this was coming into feeling lost, okay? You're ready to just make your own doorway to get out of the damn maze, basically. And we've got 12 and 21 out here. So I don't know if you're seeing any mirrored numbers or, you know, kind of repeating numbers in that way. 1, 2, 2, 1. Both of those break down to a 3, which is about maybe doing something with another person or just having kind of harmony, a little bit more joy, right, with more than just one. All right, let's see here. But yeah, with the Page of Wands, what was I even saying? And the Seven of Wands here. I like how the Seven of Wands, again, looks like that page. So you've got that fire lit. You're ready to move forward. Again, this is with your spark and your passion. This is something that you really do want, even though for some reason you've had sort of the self-imposed uncertainty, I feel like, going on. But this one, all the wands, right, go with him. This isn't, I don't see this as a lot of things coming at you or coming at your back or anything like that, at least not in this reading. This really feels like now those are all of your tools, all of those things, some of those same colors and those cups that had spilled. Unfortunately, we do learn from heartbreak, grief, and sadness. Not easy, not the fun way to learn. But you do get some skills. You do learn about what you want going forward, what you'd like to manifest in. You learn about what you don't want to do again and what some red flags might be. All right, so there are things to take away, but these are all tools, and it looks like he's just out looking out on the horizon and kind of ready to take it on. So I actually really like that, and taking on the world. So again, putting a close out to whatever that cycle is that had you stuck and stepping through that. Like I said, maybe you make your own damn door through the maze. There's that red from the blindfold on the Two of Swords that I was talking about. So that's all intertwined here. Let's see, hummingbirds, we've got fairies, gnomes, and maybe that's a little salamander or some sort of lizard on this one as well. But yeah, just stepping out totally new, totally fresh, ready to move in that direction you've been getting the insight on is really what this seems like. And really feeling certain about that from the inside. Not worrying about all of that from the outside. Okay, so that is what we've got here for this reading. So best way to get found, get grounded, listen to the intuition, that internal advice and guidance that's been coming in. Right? Get yourself unrestricted. Get in that kind of, you know, F it sort of attitude a little bit. Stop caring so much about all the opinions. Maybe stop caring about being embarrassed or rejected or what so-and-so is going to say, all of those sorts of things. And yeah, this is you really kind of getting aligned and in line with that advice that you have been getting and taking action and defending that, knowing that it's something that you want to do, something that you want to try, and that you're ready for it. You're ready to step into it. All right, so that is the reading for today. That is what we've got. I hope there is something here for you. And until next time, peace.